myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing one of the topic that is city creation. In city creation, basically we are discussing one of the topic that is vitamins creation. In vitamins creation, basically we are discussing currently basically one of the topic that is this basically design creation, and we already almost discussed one thing basically each and everything. Now basically we are discussing one topic that is this is one diagram basically, and this basically lots of people told that basically we can't understand this diagram actually what they want to say basically, what actually they want to say. So one of the person told that this looks like satellites, and this look like some round shape basically, one ball basically, or basically I don't know what is that basically. This was actually told by one of the scientists. Then one of the space person basically told that basically he basically was the first space person basically in the universe basically when the planet was not exist. Repeating the word basically, when the planet was not exist in this universe basically, that time basically, from that time basically he is basically in the space. So he told that basically this basically which is displayed in front of you basically by the Sunil basically, Sunila Nair basically, that is actually what? That is actually one dot basically which is moving with the help of set of satellite. Here basically I have taken the example of one satellite. So one of the person told that it's a set of satellites. Sorry, one set of satellites, and one dot is moving basically. So one of the person told that to move one dot basically satellite it is required basically. Then one of the space person basically that was he told that basically this dot actually contains what basically that you see, that contains more than 1 crore galaxies, more than 1 lakh crore planets, more than 1 lakh crore more than 1 crore satellites, more than 50,000 space stations, more than 1 lakh space stations basically. Then basically lots of things basically he explained basically. Then basically the dot basically seems to very dangerous basically. Then basically this dot basically seems to be very dangerous. So one of the person told that this dot basically is very dangerous basically. No, because it is moving entire creation basically, because it is moving entire creation basically. It is moving with entire creation. So you can just imagine basically that is actually the dot basically which is getting displayed in front of you basically. So you can just imagine basically how dangerous one dot is which is moving in front of the universe basically. That is dot basically. So one of the person told that where basically the earth planet is basically, because in dot basically it's so deep basically you can't see the earth planet basically from the, for example one person basically is here basically, he is controlling the space, right, and he basically is controlling the entire dot basically. Entire dot basically is controlled by him. So entire dot basically is controlled by that particular person. So he told that basically this here basically the earth planet is there basically. Here means here basically. Here basically you can see This is the Earth planet galaxy, and inside this basically more than 1 crore planets exist just within one dot basically. So you can just imagine basically how dangerous this dot is basically. So you can just imagine basically how the dangerous dot is. And within this dot basically Earth planet is moving. So you can just imagine basically the creation basically which is already happened basically. The creation which is already happened. The creation basically which is already happened basically. So Earth planet is nothing basically in front of the universe basically. Earth planet is nothing basically in front of the universe. So one of the person told that basically Earth planet can wash any time basically. So that was very dangerous question, dangerous basically things basically which was told, that Earth planet basically can wash any time basically. So one of the person told that why basically Earth planet basically is not getting washed. One of the person basically asked the question also basically. So one of the person told that basically he actually given one example basically. Do you know basically there is the Indian president's sorry Indian prime minister basically, he have basically many enemies basically. Then he told that basically he might be having enemy because he is very powerful president prime minister basically of the democratic country basically, that is India. So, and India basically have lots of enemy. So he told that yes basically. So one of the person told that basically, do you know basically how the security of Narendra Damodar Modi basically they handles the Narendra Modi? Then they basically given one example basically. The Narendra there are basically 1,000 duplicates Narendra Modi basically, which is moving in front of the world basically. But real Modi is only one basically. And to secure the real Narendra Modi, Damodar Modi, 1,000 duplicates Modis basically are created. I will take one example basically. I said that basically Narendra Damodar Modi went to South Africa. He basically given the presentation, and that was basically the future presentation of South Africa. And the India basically know that basically this future presentation which is displayed in front of the South Africa basically, they are not going to like basically. So do you know how they basically the security of the prime minister basically know that basically how they give the answer. So they placed a duplicate Narendra Damodar Modi in the plane basically, and original Narendra Damodar Modi basically was shifted to another secure place and then basically landed to the India basically. So here thing basically was the duplicate prime minister which was basically flying in the plane basically, that plane got crashed basically. Why? Because the Indian security guard basically, that is the Indian prime minister security group basically, they know that basically the Indian president will die basically. So they basically shifted duplicate to that area basically where the plane 100% is going to crash. Reason, the South Africa basically doesn't like the presentation, doesn't like the future creation of Africa basically, which is going to be done by the India group basically. So they doesn't like. So like this basically the prime minister basically shifted to the secure place basically. In next